Here at Newcastle Fans TV, we've been debating who is the best 11 statistically so far this season based on player ratings on average. So we've had a look at the geeks over at whoscored.com, a website comprehensively focused on stats, to take a look at Newcastle's best 11 this season. And this is Premier League only, does not take account into the FA Cup. So we're going to be playing a 4-2-3-1 formation. Bruce has changed it of the last few games and Newcastle look better. So we're going to go and predict that this will be the formation for the rest of the season. In goal, no surprises here, it's Martin Dubravka. There's no one else who's played in goal, it could only be him. But his rating's quite low. A 6.84 rating for Dubravka. Very surprising that, considering the amount of games and saves that he's kept in, but has he been scored low because of some of the mistakes he's made? Over to right back, and it's actually the worst rating in the whole 11. And Javier Manquillo is the best right back. You can pick from Lazaro, you can pick from Yedlin and Croft, but Javier Manquillo with a poor rating of 6.62 on average. However, he probably is our best right back at this present moment. The two centre backs, and surprisingly the captain does not make it. Fabian Schär, who has missed 10 games so far in the Premier League, scores a 6.85 and he'll play at the right centre back. But who will partner alongside him if there's no Jamal Lascelles? People are probably going to look at Federico Fernandez. It's not him either. It's actually Kieran Clark, the best defender out of the ratings with a 6.89. Kieran Clark, when he's played, has not really had a bad game. And it's no surprise that he is so far this season our best defender. And then if we take a look at left back, you can look at Danny Rose and you look at Jetro Willems. Matt Ritchie does not fall in this category because he's not a left back. He can play a left wing back, but not left back. And the role goes to Jetro Willems with a 6.84. Played the first half of the season, started a little bit slow, but he was outstanding. And for me, like the rest of you will agree, this deal for us needs to be made permanent in the summer. We're going to take a look next at the two midfielders, what you would probably class as holding. And it's no surprise that Jonjo Shelvey, who is the second best in this 11 with an impressive rating of 7.08 on average. So Jonjo Shelvey, the creative midfielder, started the season fantastically with 5 goals, got injured and eventually started to come back in. But he makes us tick, he gets us forward, which no other centre midfielder does at the moment. Alongside him, you could look at the Longstaff brothers, you could look at Key early on the season, you could look at Bentaleb, but it's actually Isaac Hayden. And again, this is probably no surprise to us with a rating of 6.78 that Hayden makes that lineup. Consistently over the last 12 months, he's probably our best centre midfielder. And then you look at, okay, so who's the one who's going to try to break forward and get and help the striker out? And it's going to go down to Miguel Almiron, who has that role, who has that licence to try and get forward. Almiron, but surprisingly, scores quite low. 6.64 is actually the second lowest in this starting 11. I'm very surprised by that. If he did it overall and included the FA Cup, Miguel Almiron would be a lot higher than that because he scored a lot of goals in the FA Cup. But very surprising. We're going to switch it to the left wing, and it's officially the best player Newcastle have this season on average. And it won't surprise many of us, it's Alan Saint-Maximin. I don't need to tell you what he can do. Scores a 7.18. He frightens the life out of defenders. And he started to chip in a few goals the last 3 or 4 months. So we need to see more of that. But what a player he is. How long can we keep him? Hopefully for a long time. And then who are you thinking, okay, so if Almiron's in this attacking midfield role, who's going to play over the right? And surprisingly, and I'm very surprised by this, Matt Ritchie with a 6.72 into that right-hand side role. Considering I don't feel that his form since he's come back from injury, he's not the same player what he has been. His performances on average get him into this side. Who's going to make it as striker? You've got Joe Linton, who's only got 1 Premier League goal, and the others who haven't scored at all. But actually, this will surprise you, Andy Carroll Considering a lot of those are substitute appearances, Carroll scores 6.75. I think this may be down to because he may change a game whilst he comes off the bench, but he is our best striker in this 4-3-2-1 formation. So that's your team. Martin Dubravka, Javier Manquillo, Fabian Schär, Kieran Clark, Chetwood Williams, Isaac Hayden, Miguel Almiron, John Joe Shelby, Alan Saint-Maximin, Matt Ritchie and Andy Carroll. I can hear some of you asking, we haven't played that formation much this season. What about with 5-4-1? Let's quickly take a look at that. Now, with the wing-back system now, you can see that Federico Fernandez comes in with a rating of 6.84 into that side with the 3 centre-backs. He takes the role out from Miguel Almiron because we don't play that breaking midfielder when we play a 5-4-1. Matt Ritchie outranks him in terms of on average so far this season, which is very, very surprising. So Ritchie gets ahead of Almiron even on that right midfield flank. But who are the worst 5 rated so far this season? Number 5 is Danny Rose with a rating of 6.29, very low. Joint 3rd position, it's Emil Croft and Dwight Gale with a 6.22. That'll probably not surprise many. Gale hasn't featured much. Croft start the season horrendously. 2nd worst is Yoshinori Mutu. Again, that'll probably not surprise many. A lot of them are substitute appearances with 6.05. But officially ranked the worst in the Newcastle squad is Valentino Lazaro, which is probably a little bit harsh, but that's probably taking into account that he's played very little amount of games in that red card against Crystal Palace when I ranked him right down. So he is a 6.02, but I'm sure that'll change when the season returns. Let us know what you think in the comments down there below. Is that harsh on Miguel Almiron? What about the centre-back's choice? What about the striker's choice? Take care everyone, bye bye.